My name is Ashlynn Stillwell, and I'm an assistant professor in civil and environmental engineering at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And as I think about this conversation around religion and science and my role as an engineering professor, as an engineer, and as a person of faith, I think back on my journey through life. And when I was younger, I honestly didn't see any conflict between science and religion. When I was 16, I was baptized into the Christian faith, and I really took that commitment personally because I was a young, almost adult, and I felt like there was a lot of ownership on my part in that decision in my faith journey. And around that same time, when I was in high school, I started to develop interest and skills in math and science. And like most engineering students, I went into engineering because someone told me I was good at math and science and I should think about going into engineering. And it was as a student, as both an undergraduate and a graduate student in engineering, that I really started to develop this passion for the environment and also a passion for public service. And I realized that passion and really put it into practice in my role as a professor now at the University of Illinois. And my research focuses around the environment still. I do a lot of work on water and energy and policy, and I see that as an important role in science and in moving forward in our society. But as a professor, I have realized times of conflict between religion and science. It's not uncommon for me to run into a student or former student at a worship service at church, and that student be completely baffled to find a professor at church, especially an engineering professor at church. And I started to pick up on this perceived conflict between science and religion through my work as a professor and also through my work as a person of faith. But there's a lot more people out there who don't see that perceived conflict or live in that connection between religion and science in a sense of harmony and a sense of hope. And I found a lot of people in that community through my work with Faith in Place. Faith in Place is a nonprofit organization headquartered out of Chicago, Illinois, and they're an interfaith environmental organization that works to empower people of faith to care for the environment. There's a lot of things about our respective faiths that don't necessarily agree, but we all share this common home, this common creation, and it's in our best interest to work to preserve that creation and to take care of our environment through science in action. When I think about this perceived conflict, one of my favorite quotes is actually by Albert Einstein, where he says, "Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind." And I take comfort in that overlap between science and religion in my life. There's comfort in the pursuit of knowledge in the science and engineering community, but there's also a lot of comfort in the sense of wonder that comes from thinking on, praying on, meditating on the infinite that we experience through religion.